Previously on Blitzball Boys. Team Juicy Ass Tight Pants takes on Forgotten Rotten as Trevor tries not to ploof himself on the bump. He does just the opposite and dices up the beautiful bottom boys in the first. K-Mac gets himself into trouble on the mound when Shelfie hits his ball to a place it won't be found. Shell VP. The man of the hour comes back in it to close it, but bloop and a blast from the man with the ass makes this a ball game. But Coach Trev reminds us that he sleeps here and puts this game to bed. Forgotten Rotten wins 4-2 and punches their ticket to the championship.
Wow. Player of the game.
Remix. The song's longer than, than I realized. I have player of the game?
I have player of the
You have
game.
player of the game. Oh, you look like a boxer.
Thanks, dude. It's for this boxing match that's coming up.
Oh, shit.
Shit. It's Trevor for hitting really well, finally, and then coming in clutch pitching when McFlurry was starting to heat up. That's the reason they went to the finals. And now, Brendan, you have the play of the game.
Play the game. Shelfie's Grand Slam. Way to go. You did it.
Good job. We love you, Shelfino.
Bookkeeping.
Vincenzo Cavanetti.
Bookkeeping's taken care of. Way to go.
Bookkeeping's taken care of. Now for last episode's duck. Perfect. Now into into the final, Brendan. Intro the show.
Ooh, we are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 5. Love Yous wins the tournament and the first ever Warehouse Cup. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about Blitzball. I am your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan. Whew. We're here. We made it to the end. Another fucking tournament down the tubes.
Down the tubes.
We didn't really get great viewership on our last episode for the semifinal between Rotten and McFlurry. We're not sure why. I think you should put in a recap at the beginning of the episode just in case people missed it.
Yep.
But so hopefully
that's a great idea.
It's a great idea just in case people missed it. I was getting ready for a boxing match. It was weird.
Yeah.
Go to the YouTube, check it out. Love Yous come into this. I think we talked about last time how much I really would have loved like the Warehouse Cup to come down to one final play. Which,
all of this.
By the way, I talked to Jimmy. And I asked him a question. I said, I got to know. Vacation? Let me read. I said, Jimmy, how's your vacation? He said, shut the fuck up. Never contact me again.
Leave me alone.
I said, I got to ask, was there any kind of worry or fear that the Warehouse Cup wasn't going to be decided in the BB5 final? I have to know your thought process when you thought up the whole Warehouse Cup concept. Obviously, this final is the best case scenario, but was it considered that the Cup being decided before the final could impact viewership? And he said that he didn't think so. They were going to treat it like the Olympic ceremony, show the winning team in the crowd, and then at the end, giving them their own moment. Mm-hmm. So, never a fear in James's mind.
Yeah. And either way, it worked out like as good as it could.
Awesome. It was awesome. It was phenomenal. Like, not only did, spoiler alert, Love Yous win BB5.
Yeah.
They won the whole thing at the end because they had the tiebreaker over McFlurry Power. Moylan kissed every single person in the warehouse on the lips. I wish I was there. But Brenda, you should burn this before we start talking too much.
Okay. Here we go.
Okie dokie.
First burn of the day.
You have a rotten day.
The two biggest personalities in the warehouse drag their meat to the mound for a dick measuring contest worth all the marbles. Nicky makes all of his fans sticky with his gross pitches while he embarrasses Rotten at the plate. But Trev can make my engine rev as he matches Lovey's with a zero of his own. Is Dalton losing his feelie? Bases loaded, no outs, and Lovius is going to need more than a sock to clean up this mess. But Dalton blings out the Colorox, and gets out of the inning clean. Much like me with Cards Against Humanity, Lovius wants to put this game away fast. They load the bases against Shelfie, but before Trev receives the final blow, underneath Trev's glove, off a diving Drew, and back to the wall. Lovius wins the whole damn thing. I love you, Peter.
Wait, that was it? Yeah. You saying Love Yous wins the whole damn thing is the end of it? You didn't even say it in like a conclusive way.
I said I love you, Peter.
I love you too, I guess. You don't like Cards Against Humanity?
No, when you play with people that like aren't funny at all, they think the game's like fucking hysterical. I think for like funny people, it's better to play with like apples to apples because you can make those shittier cards work in a better way. I don't know. I think it's too much like Deadpool humor, like edgelord type stuff in Cards Against Humanity.
You could definitely make Cards Against Humanity work. It could be funny.
I think that game
a little bit
Things
creative.
We've played is good because you get to write
Things is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that with Cards Against Humanity, it's a lot of the time that I haven't liked Cards Against Humanity is like when they're very clearly like trying to streamline you into an answer, and then if you pick something else, like the way we used to play in college, where when you'd get down to the last card, you had to explain why yours was the funniest, was the best way that we used to play.
Right. Which maybe is not exactly how you're supposed to, but it is.
It's definitely not how you're supposed to play, but we digress. Well, come tune in during the off season for Board Game Boys when we talk about that.
Also, sorry for the really horny burn. I don't know why it was.
I mean,
it just started on a path and it went.
It was immediate, Brendan. It didn't even ease into it. It was number one.
That's the energy I got from this matchup. We had it a little bit in the play-in game to get the bye.
That's just because you like watching big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah.
That's all you like.
They're the Hog Boys. I mean, if we're not gonna have McFlurry here, these are the next two biggest.
The Boys.
The Hog P Boys.
Oh man, I have something crazy to tell you.
Hog P reminded me of something.
No. Not that didn't remind me of something good, but I have something crazy to tell you when we like get to the end of this game.
Okay.
Because there is two people have been talked about potential MVPs, and there is somebody who is like very clearly the MVP of this tournament.
Oh, interesting. I didn't look at the numbers because the two that they were putting up there, obviously both from this game. I was like, I mean, Shelby's numbers aren't that great. Obviously, I think he would have had a better case if he won this game and did something big. But like when they put the numbers on the screen, it's like Dalton's obviously better. But there might be somebody else that's not even a part of this that has better numbers. I don't know.
You're right. It is like very decisive.
Wow.
In my eyes. It is very decisive. But we go into this game. First inning, we're not even going to talk about it. There were 7 batters in the first inning.
We could say that both their pitching was nasty. I had fun watching.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
It was so fun.
There were 7 batters there. I wrote in here somewhere. Yeah. Dalton was up. Trevor was pitching. It was a 3-pitch out. And I said, this is just going to be a pitcher's duel. This is going to be a low-scoring pitcher's duel game. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Until,
Until Lovey's does the baggage thing.
Pisses their pants.
Yeah, I guess.
What? Why are you laughing?
It's exactly,
natural.
I'm amazed because that's exactly what I was going to say.
That's what you were going to say.
Yeah,
I read your thoughts.
We're so in sync today.
I read your thoughts. We're in sync. Yeah, we're dirty dishes, Brendan, because we're in sync.
Hell yeah.
The second inning, we saw the bats start to get going a little bit. We saw the bases get loaded by Rotten. Eventually, and then 3 outs right away. Like they didn't get to do anything.
That was nuts. I don't know if this is a play of the game or not. I don't think it will be.
It's not.
No, it's not. Nicky's catch really took the wind out of their sails that inning because that was the second out. That was a ball struck kind of hard, and now you're down to 2 outs after that.
Off the ceiling, I think.
Ball. Yeah. It
was off the ceiling, which is notoriously hard to catch. I think Jimmy has talked about it. But
and that fucking final pitch by Dalton was crazy.
Yeah.
For him to, was it a full count?
Yeah, because he swung at ball 5
and then pipes.
So here's a little bit of controversy we talk about, right? The last time, forgot I wasn't wearing glasses. You see me just grab my face to adjust. Unbelievable.
Good work.
Good.
Oh. Peter uses barrier.
The last time these two teams played, there was obviously some controversy. There's more controversy in this one now that I think about it a little bit. But
the elbow.
Where the elbow, Shelby drops down the elbow. This one very clearly just getting in the way of the pitch.
Got called for that.
The last one, I think that they made the right call saying that he wasn't.
Yeah.
There was another part where the check swing rule confused me a little bit because Nikki check swinged earlier in the game.
Yep.
And it was even with the plane,
Right.
or maybe even broke the plane a little bit of the not broke the plane, but like it was no longer parallel
Right.
to the
By like maybe a
batter's box.
hair. It was very
Yeah,
close.
and
still.
they called it a ball, and then pretty much an identical check swing a little bit later in the game was called a strike. So
yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on what the rule was.
Yeah, I need to see the lines up in front of me again, but this
I
one that
don't
got
think
called
it made a
must have been-
difference.
Must have been slightly more.
Slightly. I mean, I don't think it made a difference at the end of the day. I think that either way, like Lovius was going to win this game, but it was just interesting to see. Drew had a kind of a tough game. By nothing, like he didn't mess up any easy plays or anything. It was just like
Balls
he
that
was
weren't
throwing
hit at
himself
him.
on the ground a
Yeah.
lot and made no plays himself.
Imagine he caught that ball.
Would have been
That would have been
sick.
crazy.
Would have been sick. Yeah, Shelfie comes in to pitch. Dalton does a great job pitching. Shelfie comes in and like he's been very good all season. I think the entire season in 5.5 games played, he only walked one batter, which is insane.
Yeah. Even when he got into trouble too, I wasn't like fully out on him as like where we were watching that baggage game recently, and once the pressure starts to build, they didn't look like they had it anymore. They looked like they had nothing left in the tank. They were walking people. Shelfie's the kind of guy that will throw strikes even if he gets backed into a corner. We've seen him dig himself out. We know he's capable of it. So I was like, yeah, he could do this. So he got that one out. Their bases loaded at that point, I believe.
Yep.
Like, all right, if he gets the second one, pressure's on them. Now Trev gets to pitch again, but they go to Trev before there's 2 outs because they never gets 2 outs. Spoiler. Which is a smart move, I think. That's what I would do. I would like try to really put the pressure on with Trevor getting the second out because he looked fucking nasty, honestly, all season long on the mound. So smart move.
The ball gets hit. Nikki hits the ball past. Trev was attacking Nikki. He was like really saying, "Hey, if you want to win, fucking work for it, bud." You hit this game. I feel like a lot of people would have liked it to end on like a hard hit double or a home run or something like this for the walk off. You get the most warehouse play of all time of just a decently slow bouncing ball up the middle, and like if you know a blitz ball, this thing is not bouncing straight at all.
I didn't watch it in slow motion, but I want to like see, because Trev says like at the post game he says something about how he thought he had it, but he didn't know what the ball did. He must have put his glove down one way, the ball went the other way. Then you couldn't really see with the angle to what happened with Drew. Like I guess it just went over his arm, or who knows what happened. It's hard to catch a ground ball while you're diving behind. It's
very tough. Very tough, especially when you like can't. He's screening the ball from Drew to get the initial read. Awesome way to, in my opinion, awesome way to end it, because this is why we love the warehouse. It's a warehouse way to end it, and you know, Lovia's wins not only BB5 taking down Rotten, who beat them in BB2 in the final, getting a little bit of retribution there, but also winning the Warehouse Cup on the final day of the Warehouse Cup season. Like, McFlurry Power was in the lead the entire time.
Yeah.
The entire time. And then you just have this last game where Lovia's takes it. Like, if you were to ask me before this tournament started, just like knowing the numbers, I would have told you that Hookline was probably going to win the Warehouse Cup. They were in the finals for every other tournament. All they had to do was win one playoff game. Wasn't that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
Like, crazy to think about. Crazy collapse. Lovia's like coming back from, third, really, and
so
winning the whole thing is awesome.
McFlurry, then Hookline is now the standings at the end of the tournament?
Believe so.
Okay, that would make sense.
Those were the 3 winners of the other 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Lovia's.
Yeah, congrats.
Well deserved. They looked like perfect this whole tournament.
Yeah. And we're obviously talking about the Blitzball tournament right now, but like super props to specifically Nikki and Dalton, who are there for every single sport and literally had to win this entire Blitzball tournament in order to put themselves in that position to be the Warehouse Cup winner. Like,
now,
crazy.
Before we get into our awards, I do want to talk about this.
Yeah, I got a couple things. We were talking about I'm going to talk about the guy who I think is could be, I think, the best.
I'm going to talk about the guy who I think is, could be, the best. We were talking about the, I'm going to talk about the guy who I think is, could be, I think, the best. I'm going to talk about the guy who I think is, could be, I think, the best. I'm going to talk about the guy who I think is, could be, like the clear MVP.
Okay. So
From
before you go off the teams, then I'll just say two things about how great we are. How we have receipts of our TPPs saying if Dalton turns into a real dude, this team's going to be great. And
he'll
Dalton,
make Rotten pee their pants.
And he made Rotten pee their pants. Their pants were also yellow by the end of the match. Dalton never stops being good. He never stopped being a strike thrower. He had a great regular season, and you worry if maybe it was just like a fluke. Was it 6 games they played or 5 games they played? He was himself, and he has really found something, and he maybe made Nikki a better player by being great as well. So props to Dalton, especially on Lovius, to make this all happen. On the other side of things, Forgotten Rotten kind of fell apart because of Trev in this particular tournament. I'm not talking about overall Warehouse Cup stuff, but Trev has had this complaint where he's had too many different partners in the years, and he hasn't been able to come back to the championship since the Vinny Rottino days. Now he gets the best partner he's probably ever had, and he drops the ball completely. If Trev is any version of himself at the plate that he should be, then I think they run away with this game.
Yep.
And he wasn't. There wasn't a single game where Trev really hit.
Right. And I mean, like Chris Rose talked about it before, I think Trev, did well to end the season over 200, which is not good.
Yeah,
he didn't end the lowest, which I think is
that's bad for
very important.
Baseball. And we're talking numbers where if you have a 400 average in the Warehouse, you're like, all right, it's not bad.
The league average this year was 412.
Yeah.
That's the bar that you need to be clearing. So we talked about this a little bit before. Dalton and Shelfie, Chris Rose pretty famously said, it's between these two who's going to be the MVP of this tournament, right?
Mm-hmm. I assume MVP numbers go all the way through the entire playoffs because it's such a short tournament, or they do.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. You're playing 5 games, 5.5 games, really, because I'm counting the 1 inning games as half games, or if they went to extra innings as a half game. Right. So, that's why it's 4.5 games and 5.5 games for these two teams. Nikki Cass, and I didn't realize this until I went through everything. Most hits, most total bases, most RBI, second highest average, second highest OPS. When it comes to pitching, second highest strikeouts. Had a pretty good. I wonder what is the average.
He had one bad game at the very beginning, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also want to say, too, about him that his best games were as we got deeper into the tournament, too. I think that says something for his case as well. Semifinals and finals are 2 of his best pitched games.
Yeah. So the average pitches per walk in the tournament is which is a stat that we have been relying on pretty heavily this year because we think it does paint a pretty good picture, is about 22.87 pitches thrown before a walk is issued. Nikki has a 26.83. Which just doesn't feel right. But either way you do it, these guys,
no matter
he's
what.
above average in this respect. He was dominant on the mound, clearly dominant on the plate. If you look at this, he had the most singles, the most doubles. He was tied for the most amount of home runs. He didn't do very good with walks. Struck out a lot too. He was boomer bust, but 13 RBI in half a game more played than John Boy, who had 12, which is the next highest. And then 27 total bases. The only other person to eclipse 20 is the aforementioned John Boy with 22.
Yeah.
Who had an absolute barn burner of a tournament.
Yeah.
Nikki kind of is the runaway. When you look at this, OPS, Jimmy's OPS 1.841, Nikki's 1.645. The next highest is 1.524 from Drew. Wow, good for Drew. How is that possible?
I guess he had the 2 home run game helped him out a lot.
Oh, sorry. He's the third highest. Jimmy Norp has 1.742. But regardless, Nikki's up there top 3 for almost every hitting category. Right. Really good for pitching. Kind of a runaway MVP if you look at it. Because if you look at Dalton's numbers, they're good. They're definitely good. But they're nowhere near as good as Nicky's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I'd say like he definitely slowed down with the stick a little bit the last few games. And I guess
Nicky
that's
had a
where Nicky took
tough
over.
start as a pitcher.
Dalton
That's
took
what
the
it was,
walks up, I would
really.
say. Yeah,
Like when you look at it, Nicky had a tough start
on the mound or on the at the plate.
on the mound. Yeah,
Okay.
especially because they did the We Got Ice game where Nicky
Yeah,
kind of fell
yeah,
apart.
yeah. And at
Um,
that point, we had seen him get hit a little bit the last couple tournaments, and I was like, maybe Nicky just doesn't have it anymore. Maybe he's like kind of like become a new Jack Doyle, where he can be
right.
top of the line, but sometimes has these blow up games, and then he
I
shut
don't
us up.
I don't particularly think that he's like gonna win plastic surgeon best pitcher in the tournament, but he was a like elite pitcher and an elite batter
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole time through, and he really came through in the finale.
And I like an MVP that takes his team super deep.
To
You know,
Six Flags.
Six Flags.
I love an MVP who likes to take his team to Six Flags
I hope they go.
before King Dakar closes. Oh, it's done.
When's it closing?
It's over.
Really?
Yeah, King Dakar's
Oh
done.
shit! I didn't know that.
King Dakar.
What happened to it? Too dangerous?
They just
Too
said
old?
we're done with this.
Everyone is
King
brand new.
Dakar
That's
is
sad.
a retired hydraulically launched steel roller coaster located at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey.
I remember
Closing
being
date November
horrified to
10th,
ride that.
2024.
It's fun though. Went
Well,
fast.
I don't you remember like when they first opened it up back in like 2005?
I was
Uh,
very nervous to
there was
go
all
see
those fucking news articles of like, oh, it doesn't reach the top, you come straight back down. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
never in my life gonna ever get on this ride.
Didn't they add some like drops, like those chopper kind of rides underneath it too? Like they added
No
like,
idea.
but you know what I'm talking about, like over the shoulder
Yeah, yeah,
in his
yeah.
chair. They added ones that go all the way to the top of King Dakar and then drop down.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Don't ever
Scary.
let me on that.
No, we'll do
No.
a podcast from up there maybe.
We'll do a podcast from up there. I'm famously scared of heights.
That's high. You and
But
Chris.
you know what I'm not? Well, because we're bonded for life. You know what I'm not famously scared of?
Spiders.
Our player of the game.
Player of the game.
Brendan has it.
Well, I'm glad you talked so much about Nicky, because I'm going to give my player of the game to Dalton.
Really?
I think Nicky maybe overall had a better game. He had a wipeout inning,
Wow.
and
no
I
doubt.
think maybe got more hits in this game. But I think it took so much chutzpah, if you will. I just watched that show, Hot Rabbi, they're calling it these days, so I got a lot of
What?
Yiddish terms. It's that show, Nobody Likes This, with Adam Brody and Kristen Bell. He's a
Never
hot
heard of
rabbi
it.
in the show. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Rabbi. It's very good. It's very good.
Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty. I've seen the salted caramel Frosty they just put out.
Hot Frosty is a movie.
Oh.
That's
Hot
on
Frosty would
Netflix.
just be like chocolate milk.
No, it's Hot Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, he's sexy?
Yeah, you got to watch it. You and Nicole have to watch it.
Okay.
And then report to me back what you
Peter.
think, because
Where's his carrot?
we had Friendsmas.
Top and bottom.
It's on his penis. We had Friendsmas this weekend, and I kept saying, like, all right, guys, we're going to watch Hot Frosty now. And everybody was like, no. I was like, guys, I'm obviously kidding. I didn't have you guys over here to be like, shh, let's watch the horny snowman movie.
You guys watched it.
And we watched it a
Yeah,
bunch.
fuck yeah. And
We
then
watched
Hot
it 4
Rabbi
times.
afterwards.
We watched it 4 times.
Anyway, Dalton's got the chutzpah. I think to get in that situation and to overcome it, to me, was a beautiful sign of resilience, Peter. This is the second time in maybe 2 episodes we've talked about resilience. I
Resiliency.
think this was some of the best resiliency I've seen in this tournament. It was amazing. I would have been terrified and probably just sharded and then walked into the back of the warehouse. I just would have left. I don't know.
Oops.
Not a lot of guys could handle that moment, and Dalton handled it and also excelled during it. So
Yeah, he was using Excel.
using Excel.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah,
like him.
you're giving him. That's so interesting that you're giving him player of the game for half an inning.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, it's your choice.
That's
It
half the
is your
game.
choice.
To me, I mean,
your choice.
they shut out Forgotten Rhyme.
It's not half the game.
It's half the game on there.
It's pretty famously 1/4 of the game.
Half the game.
It's pretty famously 1/4 of the game.
It
but
felt
he
like
has to
half the
play
game. It
both
took
sides.
so fucking long. He walked so many
He's
goddamn
not
people.
Phil Hughes. He has to play both sides. Phil Hughes is the only
Hughes.
pitcher who's never played both sides. He's the only pitcher in the world who's never bat.
Is the only fully straight pitcher there is. Never played both sides. That's what you're talking about.
Explain to the class, please, Brendan.
Bisexual.
What is that? I've never heard of it.
Peter, you went to New Paltz. That's not true.
You're right. You got me. Yeah, I was mandated to be right. All right. I would have given it to Nikki. Would have given it a duck. No duck this game. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, you stupid duck.
I need to get a sound, a sound of him like flying away.
We do. We have this one. This when he
Duck
shows
wings.
up, he wasn't wanted. He wasn't wanted.
Oh.
He wasn't wanted.
Poor
And then when he
ducky.
left, everybody goes, yeah, wow, we're really being mean to our duck.
Yeah.
This is the new branding of this show is all about ducks.
Ducks and rudeness.
Ducks and rudeness. We're mean now.
Mm-hmm.
Play
What do
the
we do next
button.
tournament? Are we going to be nice next time?
No, we're mean forever.
Okay. What do I use now?
Let me love you. You usually use the
I use
love
this
you.
cool one now. That's my new cool button.
That's so cool. Wow. Okay, cool.
I replaced the horn at the end of the 25 Days of Christmas with that.
Good. Go listen to that, everybody. Play of the game.
Play the game.
It's the walk-off. It can't
It's a
not be.
walk-off.
Lovius wins the BB5 tournament and the Warehouse Cup with a walk-off single that we saw was perfect warehouse ball, bounced through Trevor, bounced through Drew, who threw himself to the ground again. He really is the perfect volleyball player, huh?
Yeah, right?
Wow, damn, that's crazy. I'm so
I
happy he
forgot
started
said
playing
that. Yeah,
volleyball.
good for him. Glad he found his calling.
Yeah, this is the Drew episode. It's the walk-off. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Nikki hit a walk-off home run or a walk-off single that won them everything.
Yeah. They
Good
did
job,
the baggage
Nicola. They did the baggage thing. They got the Nicola
thing.
in there.
Single. They're like that. That's
Nikki.
if baggage wishes they had this formula where they could hit more than just 3 singles in a row.
Yeah, they wish.
4 in a row is pretty
If
good.
only.
Like I said,
Nikki,
walking 3, whatever.
His record at the plate was 4 for 5. Everybody else 1 for 4, 1 for 3, 1 for 5.
Dalton, player of the game.
Dogton.
Again, had a worse time at the plate and worse stats on the mound, but my gut feeling.
The only person to
I was
walk
more
somebody
excited.
in this game.
I didn't yell or stand up or cheer when Nicky was on the mound. I was like, "Oh,
Yes,
cool,
you
he's
did.
good." I yelled for Dalton. I went, Dalton. I'm yelling again.
Dalton Feely.
Make me yell.
Oh, you make me yell, Mr. Feely.
My wife's scared of me now.
Feely! Is that what they did in Boy Meets World? I think that's what they did.
Feely.
That's what it is. Congratulations to Nicola
We
Castano.
could have been using that all season
And-
long. That's good. Damn it. Shit.
Good job, guys. We're so proud of you.
Love you.
What are we going to watch for, Brendan?
Watch for our awards, and we'll maybe rave over Love Yous even more.
No, we're not giving them a single fucking thing.
No, they're probably not gonna get anything. But
They
yeah,
have
we're
all
doing
the
awards
awards
next
they
week.
need. We'll do awards next week. Beyond
Love Yous
that,
Love Yous dominated. So we could say the whole tournament long they dominated.
yeah.
They looked
Beyond
at the
that,
wagon, and they never got those wheels taken off.
if you dominated and you never had your wheels taken off, Brendan, what should you be drinking?
Drink Subtle Tea is the drink made by me. You can find it at thesubtletea.com. Use code HoppyBoys for $2 off your order of a 12-pack. Watch the Hoppy Boys or listen to the Hoppy Boys wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. 25 Days of Christmas still rolling on, and this is the 16th as this is recorded and released. So we got 10 more episodes, 9 more episodes, 8 more episodes, 7,
Yeah.
6. The rest. But listen to that. Listen to also us. Keep listening to us. Keep subscribe to us on your feed so you can find our award coverage, and subscribe on YouTube at the Blitzball Boys so you can watch all of our fun visual gags where me and Peter do that cool thing in SpongeBob where you turn around and you pretend to make out with yourself. We do that at the start and end of every episode.
We do. We do it really fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
You got to
gotta
look
find
for it.
Yeah.
You got to watch. We do a lot of visual gags. I was a boxer.
He was a boxer.
Last episode, I was a boxer. This episode, I'm wearing the same hoodie, but not a boxer.
Right.
It's a
Different
dog.
guy. It's almost a different guy.
It's a dog.
He's a dog. You're a dog.
You're a dog.
Peter, you're a dog.
You're a dog. As always, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Please write in our comments. Brendan responds to every single one. If you want to write to us on the Twitter, I am Peter Posk. Brendan is Ruppy Puppy, Ruppie. maybe people don't know how to spell Peter Posk if you're not watching the YouTube. It's Peterpasq. We really appreciate all the support we've gotten through this tournament. We can't wait to give the awards and then see you all for the next Warehouse Cup next year. Hopefully, maybe we'll get some interviews. Maybe we'll see. We'll see who wants to talk to us. Zoe has been pretty famously. Zoe has been trying to talk to us for a while now.
For sure.
Zoe, I want to say, I'm airing this right now for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 times, Zoe was supposed to be our next guest twice, and then both times, like, something had come up at the last minute, and then every time after that, it was either I was busy or Brendan was busy or Zoe was busy, and it just never happened. So we'll get Zoe on here because we love talking to him. He's a great guy. Go back and listen to our first interview with him if you want to. That's on the Spotify. Beyond that, thank you again. We appreciate it. We love you. We love yous.
We love yous. That is fucking awesome, Peter. That's hilarious.
Fucking sick, dude. What a great way to end it.
Fist bump
Now,
right
let's not mess this up, dude. Oh, we're so fucking cool. Play that cool button again. Play the cool button.
I gotta go back to it. Hold on. I'll talk over this.
Play it.
You killed just enough time.
Fucking hell yeah.
Play it.
Guys, gas us up in the comments. Tell us how fucking cool we are. Be like, yeah, dude, that was the sickest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I gotta do one more thing.
Brendan's going to show us everybody his nose.
Oh, shit. I didn't hit it. Damn it.
It's pretty...
That was
shit,
cool.
guys, get to the YouTube right now and check out what just happened. This is so sick. You're never going to want to miss it. You're going to want to tell your kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. Beyond that, Brendan, for the last time for a game this year, you jumped the gun and asked me the question, big boy.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. Bye.